Let's just dive right into this explainer, guys, because today we are exposing a massive, completely brazen market that is literally undermining global financial compliance as we speak. So if you work in risk, AML, or compliance, you already know that Know Your Customer, or KYC, is the absolute bedrock of digital trust, right? But here's the wild part. What actually happens when your customer's identity is completely real, totally verified, but completely rented out to a cybercriminal? It's crazy. Today, we're unpacking a highly industrialized shadow economy that has essentially commodified human identity. We're going to use real-world intelligence to understand exactly how this works and, honestly, more importantly, how you can actually detect it. Now, you might be thinking, oh, they found this in some dark web hacker forum. Nope, absolutely not. You don't even need a Tor browser for this. This is a raw, unedited quote from a totally public, easily searchable Facebook group where human identities are trafficked every single day. Buyers are specifically requesting accounts from highly regulated, trusted jurisdictions like Greece, Ireland, and Australia. They are hunting for geographic legitimacy, and honestly, the sellers are delivering it on a silver platter. And it goes further. Bad actors are openly coordinating fake documents and verification links right out in the open. This is a direct post offering fully functional Wise accounts verified by link across Thailand, Mexico, all over Europe. It really shows you the sheer scale and agility of these groups, you know? They're acting like a concierge service, actively providing verified financial gateways to anyone who wants to bypass geographic restrictions. It's essentially an open bazaar where the main product is digital trust, and business is absolutely booming. We are looking at an operation that has evolved way past just trading stolen passwords. Now, criminals are actively searching for and actually using fake passports to smash right through the compliance perimeters of massive platforms like Alipay. It's really just a calculated numbers game for them at this point. They know exactly how many accounts they can squeeze out of a single fabricated document before the system finally catches on and shuts them down. But here is the real kicker. This staggering vulnerability to a platform's security, it is incredibly cheap. Fully verified human identities are trading for literally $10 to $30. Let that sink in for a second. The millions, sometimes billions of dollars that institutions spend on top-tier compliance infrastructure can be completely bypassed for the price of a takeout dinner. The economic barrier to entry for a criminal to get a clean, trusted identity is essentially zero. Section 1. Renting identities as a service, the commodification of digital trust. Let's look at how this builds into an entirely new service industry for cybercriminals. Because remember, this isn't just about static stolen data anymore. These surface web markets offer full-spectrum KYC as a service, meaning they don't just sell you an old leaked password. They actually rent out a real human being to sit in front of a camera and pass your live biometric checks. If your system requires a live selfie where the user has to blink or turn their head, there is literally a real person being paid a couple of bucks to do exactly that, right on cue. They even coordinate real-time one-time password bypasses. It completely neutralizes the traditional verification defenses we've relied on for years. Section 2. The breakdown of digital trust, when verified, means nothing. This brings us to a terrifying systemic threat for regulated institutions. The entire global AML system is built on one core assumption: that the person whose documents were scanned on day one is the exact same person controlling the account later on. When that link breaks down, bad actors unlock some truly devastating capabilities. We're talking money laundering, where criminals effortlessly route illicit funds through these clean, rented accounts to hide their tracks. We're talking sanctions evasion, using these rented faces to transact through front identities in permitted regions. We've even seen crypto exit scams, where the supposed founders are actually just paid KYC actors hired from a Facebook group. When the money vanishes, law enforcement is stuck chasing some hired face in another country who literally knows nothing about the actual crime. It's wild. Section 3. Detecting rented identity red flags. Operational intelligence for compliance teams. Okay, let's dive into the absolute core focus of this explainer: how compliance and AML teams can actually fight back. Because here is the good news. While the initial identity rental happens off-platform in some Telegram or Facebook chat, the operational execution has to happen right inside your systems. And that execution leaves a very specific trail. The criminals running these networks are focused on volume and speed, which makes them sloppy. By tuning your monitoring systems to look for 3 specific operational red flags: reused identity fingerprints, device and network inconsistencies, and immediate high-risk behavioral patterns, you can catch these rented accounts. Let's break these down one by one. Let's start with the first massive red flag: the reused identity fingerprint. This is when you literally see the exact same human face verifying completely different accounts for entirely different projects right there on your compliance dashboard. A short analyst might catch the same distinctive room background, the exact same lighting, or the same individual submitting a selfie for John in the UK on Monday, and then suddenly they're verifying as Alex in Australia on Tuesday. These identity actors are taking on multiple gigs, and their biometric footprint just gets smeared all over your system. The second operational red flag relies on simple physics. One identity, multiple countries, multiple devices, all happening in incredibly short time windows. Look, a legitimate user cannot physically log in from a mobile network in Asia and then execute a transaction from a desktop in Europe 5 minutes later. It's impossible. What's actually happening is the identity actor passes the live KYC in their home country and then immediately hands over the account credentials and session tokens to the buyer, who is sitting in a completely different geographic and device environment. When your platform sees this impossible travel and severe device handoff right after onboarding, every alarm in your system should be blaring. And that leads us to the third massive flag: immediate high-risk behavioral patterns. Think about a normal everyday retail customer. They sign up, they browse around, maybe link a bank account, do a tiny test transaction, right? But a rented account? It has a specific job to do, and it does it immediately. Brand new KYC'd accounts do not normally start their life cycle by instantly receiving massive, large volume peer-to-peer transfers, instantly converting those funds to privacy coins, and routing them straight to known criminal wallets. That immediate 0 to 60 pivot into high-risk activity right after verification, that is the absolute hallmark of a rented, throwaway identity. Section 4, the future of identity verification, moving beyond one-time checks. So this brings us to the absolute necessity for a paradigm shift in how platforms handle risk today. The crucial takeaway here is that we have got to abandon this outdated, one-time box-ticking exercise of just checking documents at onboarding. That's just the starting line now. The future requires continuous identity assurance. This means locking things down with strong device binding so credentials can't just be easily handed off to a buyer. It means constant behavioral profiling to detect when an account's usage suddenly shifts overnight. You literally have to continuously prove that the person using the account today is still the exact same person who opened it yesterday. I want to leave you all with this provocative thought to help you evaluate your own defenses. In a world where digital trust can literally be rented for $20 in a public Facebook group, are you still just checking IDs at the front door? Or are you actively monitoring the behavior inside the room? The shadow market is evolving incredibly fast, but by hunting for those operational red flags, the reused fingerprints, the impossible device handoffs, and the immediate high-risk behaviors, you can actually build a perimeter that holds. Keep questioning what verified really means, and thanks for joining me on this explainer.